So in the global surface water Earth engine exercise, you're asked to, or you're shown how to, refactor your code, essentially how to reorganize it in a way that makes it, at kind of a first glance, broad scale, easier to understand. That kind of simplification or contextualization is going to be important to you as you write more and more scripts, both for the purposes of sharing them with other people, but also allowing them to be quickly, easily taken up by you in the future. Um, your memory, I don't know, for me anyway, my memory, it's not what it was once and probably isn't really as good as I think it is now. This is shown to me many times when I return to scripts that I have written in the past. It takes a little while to figure out what I wanted to do then, what I want to do with it now, what parts of the script are more or less important for those objectives. Those answers to those questions are going to be different each time. Um, Arranging your script in kind of sections, as the example code does here, is one way to make that a bit more easy, a bit allow yourself to get to those answers quicker. Now, there's also, though, a problem with the script as it's written. And I would have kind of chewed into well, I wouldn't have, it's not the author's fault. Maybe they could have tidied it up a little bit. But that has to do with redundancies. And when I ask you to write a good, clean, simplified script, it's not exactly what they provided for you. So here I've just pasted in the script that was at the bottom of this water occurrence tutorial. We'll take a look at it. So what did it do? It generated 5 outputs, 4 of which share the name with another layer. It's not really good. The third layer here just has that default layer 3 name. If we look also at the layers that share the name, they may or may not actually share the same symbology. So there's a problem with doing the same thing twice. There's also a problem with doing 2 different things but giving them the same name. So here, this sample code, it kind of, as I said, it helpfully uses comments to kind of announce sections, asset list constants, calculations, different map locations you can zoom into, and map layers being added to the map. So if we see up in the asset list, lines 5 and 6 here, 2 variables, GSW, which is just the product being loaded in as an image object, and then occurrence, which is a single band called occurrence being selected from that image. Remember, images can contain multiple bands. Constants provide these visualization parameters. So they're inside curly brackets, dictionaries, provide these key value pairs like minimum, maximum, the palette. And those are applied as objects are added to the map. And we kind of see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 invocations of the add layer method. And indeed, we saw 5 outputs in the map. So here, the first and the last are assigned the same name. They're assigned the same visualization parameters. The only thing different is that this first add layer method adds water underscore mask with the parameter called shown set to false. So it doesn't, by default, have a check. That's not different enough to justify adding it in. We also saw that the second and fourth layers, here I'll run it again. Now now the second and fourth water occurrence layer have the same name. What's the difference here? Difference here is the use of visualization parameters. So by virtue of having created a variable called visOccurrence, we'll retain the layer that uses those parameters. So that just cleans it up a little bit. Note this unnamed layer, the number actually has changed as we've deleted the kind of redundant or extraneous layers. It's now called layer 2. And that is right here, map layer occurrence. Just showing us a grayscale, not providing too much new information. Just get rid of it. Another thing that the script has in lines 55 and 56 here are the same lines of code we see in line 5 and 6. So no need to repeat those. Here we go. So here we've got somewhat simplified script, just by cleaning up which layers were added. Going to be much easier to read. We've essentially cut down the lines in this section by half. So when returning to a script, we'll know more quickly and with greater confidence what it's actually about, how it can help us.